Hello everyone. I'm Hunter Huxley and this is the Prepper Papers. Today is our first video in a 3-part series on bushcraft survival. Creating a bushcraft kit from scratch takes some time and consideration, especially if you intend to live off-grid for an extended period of time. The first step is to acquire the proper clothing, then decide on a sleeping setup. You can then focus on sourcing the tools you will need for day-to-day survival. Lists of each type of bushcraft gear are provided, along with tips for their selection. If you enjoy our content, be sure to subscribe. If you are just starting out learning bushcraft skills, you likely have a ton of questions swirling in your head. What belongs in a bushcraft kit? How much should I spend? What gear will I need to survive longer than a few days in the wild? A bushcraft kit includes all of the gear required to survive in the environment around you, while being lightweight enough to easily carry. The clothes you wear and the tools you carry should have specific purposes, like maintaining warmth, sourcing food and water, building a shelter, and making a fire. Before you fill your online shopping cart with all manner of clothing, tools, and other wilderness survival gear, take a look at our exhaustive list of the items that might belong in a bushcraft kit. Then choose the best gear for your needs. The clothing you wear could save your life. Going on a short hike, an overnight backpacking trip, or any other quick outdoor excursion sounds mellow enough that most people won't see the need to wear specialized clothing. The knowledgeable bushcrafter, however, is aware that even the most benign day hike can lead to a survival situation. The clothes you choose to wear into the backcountry could make the difference between a competent survival experience and a miserable, possibly life-threatening, ordeal. Choose clothing made of synthetic fabrics that wick moisture and dry quickly, like nylon and polyester, or organic materials with similar characteristics, like silk or wool. Layering is also important. A lightweight base layer keeps sweat moving away from your skin, while a medium-weight wool or down middle layer can help trap body heat. Be sure to also carry a heavy-duty outer shell and other waterproof clothing if the climate or season you will be outdoors in warrants it. Although often overlooked, the clothing you wear is a critical component of your bushcraft kit. Wear or bring the following items for any excursion into the backcountry. Base layer, a lightweight, long-sleeve silk, wool, or synthetic top, along with breathable leggings or thermal underwear bottoms. Allow moisture to pass through when you are exercising, yet hold warmth when you are doing less active tasks around camp. Hiking or hunting pants. Avoid wearing shorts or jeans if you might find yourself in a bushcrafting situation. If you are in a warm climate, opt for comfortable, roomy pants made from ripstop nylon, or if you are spending time outdoors in a cool climate, choose pants made from synthetic fabric with a polyester lining. Hunting pants like the Firstlite Foundry offer an extensive range of motion, a water-repellent outer shell, and slim, zippered pockets to hold small necessities. Wool or fleece pullover. This is the most versatile piece of your bushcraft wardrobe. It will likely be removed and put back on several times throughout the day, so look for something lightweight but warm. Generous pockets can help carry tinder or foraged food items. A fleece-lined windbreaker is often a great choice. Waterproof jacket or coat. Depending on the season, you will also need to carry either a lightweight jacket or a heavy-duty outer shell. A light jacket can live in your rucksack virtually unnoticed, but provide much-needed protection from the elements if the weather turns bad. If you will be outside in winter conditions, bring an insulated coat with a hood that you can hunker down in. Wool socks. Nothing ruins a day quite like hiking with wet feet. Buy a couple pairs of merino wool socks that wick moisture, dry quickly, and have a cushioned footbed. Sturdy shoes. Most beginners to the survival world picture themselves wearing heavy-duty boots while performing backcountry skills, but for most situations any tough cross-trainers that dry easily make a great choice. Slogging around in heavy boots can use a lot of energy. Shoes that are lightweight and fit well will likely go unnoticed. Warm hat and a sun hat. Any bushcraft kit should include a warm, compressible hat, like a beanie, to keep your head warm at night. Even if you carry sunscreen in your kit, having a hat to protect you from the damaging rays of the sun can also be a lifesaver. After all, nothing slows down a survival expedition like a wicked sunburn. Gloves and a bandana. There are several brands of medium-duty gloves that can provide warmth for cold nights while also protecting your hands when preparing tinder, carrying firewood, or using a fire drill. A bandana blurs the line between clothing and actual bushcraft gear. It can be used to protect your neck from the sun or as a dust mask, and also be used as a pre-filter for water purification or as a tourniquet. Shelter and sleeping gear. If you can't get a good night's sleep in the backcountry, your body won't properly recover in order to face the next day's challenges. Knowing how to make simple bushcraft shelters like a lean-to in the summer or a snow cave in the winter can be imperative for survival if you don't already have a reliable shelter. Ask yourself this question, though: why put yourself through the hardship of building a primitive shelter if you have the ability to avoid it? If you really think you'll need to survive in the wilderness, why not include a sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, and a bivy sack or tarp in your bushcraft kit? Sleeping bag. Choosing the proper sleeping bag can be a difficult decision for beginning bushcrafters. There are many different things to consider, like weight, packability, warmth, and water resistance. The best advice for someone who plans to carry their bag with them into the backcountry is to start with the amount of money you would like to spend, then choose the lightest bag that matches the temperatures you will likely encounter. The newer backpacking quilts available on the market shave ounces to create a lightweight, packable bag that could save your life. Sleeping pad. Sleeping on the hard, cold ground can be pretty miserable, so any type of padding that insulates and cushions your backside is a bonus. A lightweight, versatile pad like the Thermarest Z Lite is easy to pack up and carry, weighs less than 1 pound, and can also be used as a seat. Many survival instructors will tell you to simply cut evergreen tree boughs to use for insulation and padding. This is the best idea if you don't have anything else, but after a tough day of surviving, I'd prefer the comfort of a foam pad. Bivy sack and tarp. A bivouac shelter, or a bivy sack, is a lightweight, waterproof shell that houses your sleeping bag and pad. It provides shelter from insects and the elements, and provides about 10 degrees Fahrenheit of extra warmth on cold nights. Along with a bivy sack, every bushcrafter should carry a tarp of some sort. Opinions on the best type for wilderness survival vary, but a Silnylon tarp with grommets along the outer edge provides an extremely lightweight, waterproof shelter in a pinch, and can be used for a variety of other tasks, such as collecting rainwater or making a survival stretcher. Tools and equipment. Once you have the necessary clothing and sleeping setup covered, it's time to get into the fun stuff, the gear. The types and brands of gear that belong in a bushcraft kit are almost infinitely variable, and will probably still be debated by the last two survivors on humanity's last day on Earth. The list provided below is intended only to provide ideas on typical gear, since the person using it and the conditions it will be used in can vary so widely. Before we get into the list, there are a couple of key takeaways about bushcraft gear that any beginner needs to consider. Redundancy. Many survivalists preach redundancy, or having multiple items that perform similar tasks, such as 3 different methods for starting a fire. Another way to view redundancy is to have 3 layers of bushcraft gear: a lanyard with bare necessities that is always worn on your person, a backpack that carries more gear and is taken whenever you leave the house, and a survival backpack that carries everything you could possibly need, and is brought with you when you go out of town. Each of these should have similar basic items, since you never know what you'll be carrying when you are placed into a survival situation. Education. The tools you carry into the backcountry are only as good as the person using them. Educate yourself on the proper way to use each tool, as well as other uses for that tool, and ways to craft improvised tools in the wild. This is perhaps the core ethos of bushcraft, a strong will to survive, coupled with the ability to manipulate one's natural surroundings, leads to either self-rescue or a prosperous life in the wilderness. Quality. Simply put, don't stake your survival on subpar gear. If you believe a certain piece of gear may aid in your survival, it really doesn't matter how much the price tag is. Likewise, instead of buying something made from plastic and replacing it down the road, why not buy a quality piece of gear that can be repaired? Good gear is made to last forever. Below are several items to consider for any beginner's bushcraft kit. Knife. Carry a versatile folder like a Benchmade Bugout knife wherever you go, and a fixed blade bush knife, such as a Morakniv, in your larger pack. Fire starter. The ability to start a fire in a survival situation cannot be overstated. Carry 2 Bic lighters, waterproof matches, and a fire steel. Carry tinder in a dry container as well. Strong nylon cord. 550 paracord is the go-to material for bushcraft tasks. Carry at least 20 feet for securing anything around camp. Duct tape. To save space, wrap a few feet of duct tape around a pencil or other small object that is always carried. Headlamp. Frees up your hands to perform vital tasks around camp. Can be used for signaling as well. Whistle. Used to signal rescuers or other like-minded survivalists, and to ward off predators. Compass. A high-quality compass with a bearing ring can be used to find your way in the backcountry. First aid kit. This should include gauze, bandages, antibacterial ointment, tweezers, hand sanitizer, and any prescription medication you need daily. Fishing kit. A gill net can be used to snag fish in different bodies of water, while a simple hook and line is compact and can easily be packed into other components of your kit. Hatchet, axe, or saw. Deciding which to carry is largely a matter of personal preference. Although a long-handled camping hatchet combined with a small pocket chainsaw makes a formidable combo. Multitool. Carry a multi-tool with a knife, saw, and pliers in addition to any other woodworking tools you choose. Remember, redundancy. Pencil and paper. Having a pencil or marker to leave notes about your location could be the key to being rescued. Adding in a few sheets of notebook paper will allow you to take notes regarding your surroundings. Cooking and water kit. Cooking gear should have its own section simply because of the importance to survival. You won't make it very far without food and drinking water. Your basic bushcraft kit should always include a water filter, such as a life straw or styrofoam. Carry a small metal pot for boiling water in your rucksack. If you are already carrying a sleeping bag and tarp, there's no reason you can't also carry a canister stove and an extra fuel canister. Even if you choose to cook and purify water over a fire most days, having a backup stove could be a lifesaver. A water bottle or canteen with a tight-fitting lid is also a necessity. A metal mug is an easy, lightweight addition. Utensils are also nice, although not strictly required. A titanium spork is extremely light, and could be used for other purposes as well. Personal hygiene items. Personal hygiene is another essential bushcraft function that warrants its own section. Sure, you can use leaves to wipe your rear, but why bother if toilet paper is so cheap and lightweight? It might be a good idea to ration your TP if you expect to be out for an extended period of time, but considering that it also makes an excellent fire starter, it's well worth it. A small shovel can be useful for digging cat holes. An alcohol-based hand sanitizer is an effective way to prevent yourself from ingesting E. coli. It also makes a great fire starter. Before running out and buying a bunch of bushcraft gear, do some research on the types of gear available and consider how to prioritize your needs in a survival situation. The first priority for survival is shelter. After making a shelter, your next task should be obtaining drinking water. Once you have water, you can focus on finding food. Making a fire can assist with each of these goals since it can warm your shelter, purify water, and make food more edible. If you're still listening, thank you for making it to the end of part 1 of our 3-part bushcraft survival series. I'd like you to know that we truly appreciate your viewership. If you enjoy our content, consider subscribing or signing up for our newsletter using the link in the description. As always, I'm Hunter Huxley, this is the Prepper Papers, and we'll see you next time.